Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here the ES broke through the top of that ascending pattern and has continued steadily higher. A very clear melt-up phase here. We did have one big high-range down day here where price dropped downward, but we have seen the previous session here roll back those prices all the way back up, and we saw a bounce out of the bullish Pima trigger zone here. So again, it's going to be interesting here. How does this play out? Overall, given this bounce out of the Pima trigger zone, any pullback here as deep as the previous session's midpoint could offer an opportunity for bulls to defend, buy, and rotate higher. That's 4140. So if we pull back as deep as 4140 here, we could be looking at a continuation higher. Right now, the average daily range on a 5-day basis is 44 points. So if you look at a move from 40, you could be looking at a move toward 84 by the end of the day based on 5-day average range. Any failure to hold 4140 would be significant, but right now, watching for any pullback to be defended for a continuation higher. Alright, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll notice the NQ is sitting right at 2-day highs. This is going to be an important zone here to watch. If you take a look right here at these 2-day highs right here, price is right at those 2-day highs. One thing to look at is if we start to see some sort of significant rejection at 2-day highs, there could be a quick turnaround back toward the previous session's midpoint. That's right at around 813, I believe, 813.5. So right now, any pullback could be seen as deep as 800, 813. But again, any pullback as deep as that, given the current flow of the market, given yesterday's rejection, that could provide a buying opportunity for a continuation higher. Right now, the NQ is averaging 205 points of range on a 5-day basis, 197 on a 10-day, so let's call it 200 points. Whenever we find the low of the day, a good strong low for the day, you can turn this thing higher about 200 points, and that's likely going to be the target. So let's see how far we pull back this morning early on. As long as price remains above 13.8, that could provide a nice bounce of about 200 points toward 14K. Alright, let's take a look now at crude oil. Here's a look at crude oil. You'll notice with crude, the previous session started off with a pretty significant, or at least a good, decent rejection of the previous session's low. Price was higher, above 62s for a time, very early in the session, but by the end of the day, gave it all away, fell back towards 61s where it closed near the low of the session. So far today, we've seen two rejections, one last night, one very early pre-market rejection of the previous session's low price. There's a lower low rejection at that point with some higher lows that followed off of the previous low, and now we're continuing higher. That's a really good rotation off the lows right now. Any pullback toward VWAP or the previous close 6109 could still provide a bounce opportunity for a continuation higher. If pricing close above the previous session's midpoint 6171, that would go a long way again towards seeing more of a bounce up ahead. So again, this one is broken out from this range here. We've gotten a recent pullback. This first pullback, if it can find a strong low, could lead to the next round of strength towards 66 ahead. Any failure though to get above that midpoint 6171, so if there's a major rejection there, that may extend this move downward back toward the previous month's close, that black dotted line below. Alright, let's take a look now at gold. You'll see with gold here, prices have pulled back so far. We had not quite a rejection at the previous high, but just shy of that, and now back below the previous midpoint, which opens the door back toward the previous open and low of the previous session. Overall, this has been a very good continuation, as I've explained before. Higher low here, a great higher low right there with a bullish outside day for at least part of the day. A nice continuation. Failed new low here with a nice continuation as well. And price continues to hold above 1765 overall, and even especially that 1750. Price can drop as low as 1750 and still see it bounce back up. So right now we are seeing a little bit of a fade here, but any pullback could still continue to lead to a buying opportunity higher. So pullback here, higher into 1825, 1850, 1875. Those are the key levels here that we're looking for up above. Any pullback again as deep as 1750 could still provide a nice bounce. Right now showing a bit of weakness here, but this could provide the next pullback ahead of the next continuation ahead. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.